The Montney Basin generates 40% of Canada's natural gas, and with me now is a player in the space, Mark Freeman of Calima Energy. Thank you so much for joining us on the sidelines of the Noosa Mining and Exploration Conference.
Thanks very much, Daniela.
And your company, close to home for me, you're active in British Columbia.
Yeah, that's very true. We're presently owners of 72,000 acres in the Montney, up in British Columbia. The company has amassed this acreage position over a 5-year period through a range of investments. It's now a listed public company and it owns 100% interest. As you stated, the Montney generates around 7 BCF of gas per day. The important bit of where we are in the Montney is the high yield condensate area. The condensate is what generates the majority of returns. Our nearest competitor is Saguaro. Saguaro have 60 wells on production, and their average condensate yield is about 50 barrels per million cubic feet of gas.
Well, you have some pretty big neighbors, right? Pretty big names. Petronas also, right?
That's true. Petronas is one of our adjoins our acreage. They have a very large position. Petronas have now recently acquired a 25% interest in Shell LNG, which is going to be the new LNG terminal for Canada, which is one of the most important changes that's happened in Canada most recently, is the huge amount of infrastructure investment. About $70 billion worth of investment has gone into new projects in Canada, particularly West Canada. In particular, the Canadian government just acquired the oil tar sands pipeline from Kinder Morgan. They're going to be twinning that pipeline, which is going to triple oil sands production. That's quite critical to an increased demand in both gas, because the oil sands are thermal and it's going to be required to move the oil sands, as well as the condensate which gets mixed with the tar sands to help them move.
Your neighbor to the south is the U.S., and as we know, Donald Trump is and has been imposing some strong tariffs on Canada. How will this affect you?
Yeah, the beauty of Canada stepping up and making these investments is it now will enable it to get a much better return on its investment. So the Canadian gas can now be sold as LNG. In addition, your oil sands can be sold externally. So you're not going to be subject. Right now, the vast majority of the Montney gas gets sold into Canada at a steep discount. That can now be converted into LNG. Shell LNG's terminal is estimated to be able to produce 10% of the world's LNG's supplies as it comes into production. So it's going to be a huge transformation with respect to the prices of gas in the Montney, and that's already evident by the strip price as we move forward in ACO.
So with the few months left of 2018, I guess we're midway through the year here, what's the game plan for you?
Calima is right now going to be embarking on a drilling campaign. In November, we're going to be spudding 3 wells. We'll do a vertical well, which will go through and core the primary acreage to determine what sort of yields we're going to be getting out of our Montney, and then we'll be doing 2 horizontal wells. One of those horizontal wells will go through the upper Montney, one will go through the middle Montney, and that'll give us, it'll take our quite substantial resource and enable our reserve engineers to convert that.
Finally, Mark, that's I guess more of a short-term focus, but long-term, where do you envision the company?
Well, we just have to look at the valuations that are currently taking place in Canada. The Montney is a highly prolific basin. It's an unconventional siltstone. The sales that have happened in the last 6 months have been quite substantial. We're looking at valuations of $4,400 average price per acre for undeveloped acreage. Our land is currently valued at $700 an acre.
Is the focus just going to be Canada for now, or are there plans to expand outside?
This is our main game. This is absolutely our best project, and we will continue to develop it.
All right, well, continued success. Best of luck, Mark.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. It's Calima Energy, listed on the ASX CE1.
Correct.
Thanks again, and thank you for watching. We'll have more for you on Kitco.com. Thanks, Mark.